We're so fucked.
If you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for It's This Meets Out, the podcast where we watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits, scene by scene. So you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
Perhaps. I'm Jared.
And yes, we are.
Truer words.
Truer words. All right, and we're back with part 2 of our in-depth breakdown of Das Circle from 2017. Right. Tom Hanksy, Emmy Wattsy, Johnny Boyega. I wouldn't say commentary, but bash you over the head.
Karen Gillan.
Movie about social networks and technology and their ownership of data, privacy, and surveillance.
Not to be confused with The Social Network.
Right. Right. So that's where we're at. A cautionary tale into the future, which we are living now.
When we last left off, speaking of cautionary tales, we were getting the parents of May's sickly parents on the health insurance of the Circle. We were doing a quick little press conference with Patton Oswalt, the CEO, about new senator who is maybe a little more tech friendly. Yep. And everyone's celebrating. Like everything's on the up.
Let's go. Get those stock prices up. You know,
get those stocks up. Yes.
That's what pillar number 1, make money. And that's right.
2025, baby.
Let's go. All right. So after work drinks. And this is a weird one. So we just jumped to May talking to some other employee about what she does there.
Rando.
Yeah, some rando. And I kind of missed like the first little bit. And then she's like, yeah, we're going to put chips in kids' bones. And
you didn't really miss much.
Okay. And then May is like, she starts laughing because she's like, that's ridiculous. And as would be appropriate response. Yeah. And then the lady's like, and then she's like, yeah, but we're she's like, oh, you're serious? She's like, yeah, we're serious about reducing rape and murder and kidnapping by 95%.
You're like, excuse me?
No.
And I'm watching May's just like,
I'm going to
get a drink. Because again, like this would be a scene where you could develop the character and like, I don't know, make that a couple of lines and ask questions or be interested or do anything.
Yeah.
Nope. So she walks away.
She walks away, which, you know. So then she spots Boyega chilling on his phone on top of the stairs, just hanging out, just watching over the people. Yeah. And
I hate this scene because it's literally like, what did you think about the presentation? And they're like, exciting. And she's like, where does all the data go? And he's like, you want to see something? What?
Yeah. Well, first he's like, oh, what'd you think about the senator's speech, whatever?
Yeah.
And he's like, what'd you really think? He's like, it was a bit much. Yeah, definitely. So,
definitely.
And then
we're on the same team here.
So this is like one of those moments of like, this doesn't make any sense to do. You barely know her. I met her twice. Once was drunk. This time probably a little bit buzzed, but and he's just like, yeah, you want to see something? But he says it with like this kind of like, hey,
it's creepy.
Yeah, but it's like, you want to see something cool? And it's like, no, it's not cool what you're about to show her. So they go into like restricted area. This is like shot from the trailer. I'm walking down the hallway, whatever. And it's all restricted. And
it's like the server room.
So he's like, yeah, make sure you take off all your wristwatch and all this other stuff, whatever. And I was like, how do you think that they're not going to know that like this was tracked already? Which
ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. So they're now in the deep basement dwelling of Das Circle.
And again, the script, she literally has a line that's, I love following strangers down dark corridors.
Yep. That's
what?
Okay. So then we're in like a super, super secret room and he's like, all right, it's a room full of servers. And he's like, this is where everything that Santos is ever going to say is going to be here.
Yep.
This is where it is.
This is it.
And then she said, yeah, shows where everything's gonna be starting. And she's like, hey, you want to see something even further crazy? And then he goes to like a super sub basement.
It's like a secret tunnel. Yeah.
It was a tunnel that they've taken over and they reclaimed, whatever. And he's like, basically every step and every breath everyone takes is gonna be stored down here at some point.
Yep.
Not good for it's not good for the environment.
Nope. And he's like, that's not why I invented True You. And she's like, you didn't invent it. That was a guy named Ty. And he's like, yeah, I'm Ty. And you're like, what? Big reveal that doesn't matter?
No, it doesn't matter. And
she's like, yeah, I've been off the grid for years. She's like, he's been off the grid for years. And he's like, yeah, that's me. I've been off the grid for years. You know, like, you work here.
You guys are literally talking in circles.
Yeah. And she's like, you never told me your name. And he's like, yeah, I wasn't sure if I could trust you yet, but now I trust you.
But you brought her all the way down. Like, what are you doing?
I don't know. Yeah, it's so ridiculous. And he's like, things in the circle really need to change. Like it's not all fun and games. Like, what are we doing? Connecting the world, getting insurance for your family. Like, like what?
So he's just been hiding out within the company, just kind of taking a step back. He's the guy who came up with all this stuff.
Yep.
And he's like, I don't want this data being used for corruption and personal wealth, that whole thing. And she goes on about, well, isn't this voluntary? So we get this dilemma of people are voluntarily giving up their information, but I don't think people actually really know what they're giving up when they do this and they sign up for the social media sites. They don't understand.
No one's reading the terms.
No one's reading the terms. Just scroll through and click agree. Let's go. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So then pretty much like, I guess, like all the stakes are kind of laid out here, but they're not really. I don't know. He's just like, just don't tell anyone you were down here. I've really put you, in harm's way by making, Yeah. And it's like, but
then why'd you do that?
Why'd you do that?
She's not going to help you probably. Like, or in what way can she help you? Like, I don't
and you ever also give her, I mean, she should just probably get a sense of like, this is probably not where I should be because it's a restricted area and I have no access to this. Yes. But he also could have been like, hey, if I show you what's behind these doors, life will change for you. You this is dangerous, like say that. He didn't.
Let her have a choice.
He's like trying to be cool about it and like check this thing out. And it's like, nah, dude.
Stop doing that. Yeah.
Nice servers. So then we're back at work. And
we're back at her desk and she gets a phone call.
So many monitors, like swordfish level number of monitors. Like a number of monitors that you can't actually that's doesn't make any sense. It's just stupid.
Yep.
Just one monitor is enough. Two, I'll give you two, but
maybe
one is
two. Yeah.
All you need is one. Stop. You're not doing that much work. No one is.
Agreed.
It's for show. And then I love how on the main monitor it says like, "Where's Ty?" Like this quote from like a headline. Jesus Christ. And then she gets like a call from like someone who's like, "Hey, you have a guest here," and Mercer shows up.
Yeah. Which you're like,
this is
why?
Yeah. He's like, I wanted to see your face in person. And he's like pissed because he's like, hey, you shared my antler photo online. He's like,
I know you meant well.
Such a terrible actor. Yeah. He's like, yeah, but I'm starting to get death threats because people think I'm a deer killer. I can't be a part of this.
I was like, in what universe?
Settle down. You're not killing lions. You're not killing
Yeah, people go hunting all the time. And he's like, I don't kill deer. I don't do it.
Well, then there's one guy who's like, you can see someone in the background filming it. He's like, get out of here, deer killer. He's like, I don't kill deer.
Why don't you go kill some more deer, Mercer?
He's like, I don't kill deer. Oh, it's so good.
That's stupid.
And he has like this terrible line that's delivered terribly. He's like, remember when we used to have fun and go on adventures? And it's like,
yeah.
What? Bye.
What?
All right.
Yes. And then there's no transition. And you're like, okay. Well, about halfway through the movie now.
So then we're doing a late night kayak, and
which is also ridiculous.
So what was she doing? She just was going for like one of her kayak strolls, but it seemed like she stole a kayak though. I'm like,
she did. Well, because it's after hours. It's nighttime. You're not supposed to kayak at night.
Right.
So yeah, they do like a night San Francisco transition to get us there. They're doing a little driving, but then she breaks into the kayak place, steals a kayak, and then just like kayaks around. Which like, these are the scenes that you should shorten, like lengthen the other ones that have character development.
Yeah. So she's kayaking around at night. The fog starts settling because it's San Francisco Bay. Like she's an idiot, and then there's like a buoy in the middle there, and it kind of zooms in. I was like, I think there was a camera on there. I couldn't see. Like a like a circle camera, and then
is that why they zoomed in on it?
I think that's why they did that. Because then so stuff from the trailer, she has a little bit of a kayak accident, if you will, and flips it over. A big ship comes in.
Good one.
And then moments later, a helicopter shows up. Yeah, boned by a wave, and then seconds later, a helicopter shows up. It's like, hey, what are you doing down there, circler? Yeah. And they save her, and then she's on the shore, and she's like, I can't believe I was so stupid. And you're like, yeah, you moron.
The trailer, I feel like, led us to think that like this was
some like important action.
Yeah.
Like she's escaping from like something. Yeah. Nope. Just her being an idiot.
Pointless. Yeah. Literally pointless. The sea change camera saved her life.
Yep. So next day, we're in the old office, the old cool office, Bailey's office here, the decision making one.
We're just gonna gloss over everything anyway. So
Patton Oswalt and Hanksy there, and they're like, do you know why? How are you feeling? Do you know why you're here? And then they talk about the dad. He's doing better. And it gets a little creepy because they're kind of getting a little personally invasive. And they're like, is there something you want to talk to us?
You care about? Is
there something you want to talk to us about? And she's like, I've been in here before. And he's like, yeah, we know. We know everything. So
this camera's, of course.
And then he goes on his little speech here about, doesn't it feel good, not to have that secret? Don't you feel, how do you feel? And she's like, oh, I feel relieved. So kind of like leaning into this like justification for having, that you feel relieved that you don't have secrets and lies, holding you back, right? And that's the goal to getting to being perfect humans is not having these lies and being transparent about everything.
Without secrets, we can realize our full potential. And she's like, oh, potential. I love that.
I have unfulfilled potential. This is great. This is all.
I'm afraid of that.
Yeah. So, company stage, here we are, right? And Dream Friday presentation, right? Marketize Friday.
Let's go.
Let's have it go. So, Hanksy's up there and he's like, hey, I'm going to have a conversation with a circular tool saw.
Yep. That's right. And it's May.
And this whole thing is just basically her being like, I committed a crime. You stole a kayak. Like, settle down. And even Hanksy there, he's like, it's not a capital offense, but
not like a real crime. Yeah.
No. And then she goes like, I borrowed I borrowed a kayak without a life jacket.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't borrow, you stole it.
Oh, that was the crime. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not borrowing, it's stealing. So.
Yep. No life jacket.
And then there's this whole very on point conversation about being watched versus not, and she's getting on board with being watched, and secrets were what make crimes possible, and further getting into the Kool-Aid here, and she's like, I thought I was alone, yada yada, and you can see Annie in the crowd. She's being a little, and you can see Annie in the crowd talking to herself. She's a little jealous. She's like, she's a natural at this. Oh.
Yeah, she's jealous, but also she looks a little overworked.
Yeah, she's getting worn down. And then I love in the background, like the back like slide presentation. It just says secrets are lies. It's like settle down.
God, so stupid,
so heavy-handed. And then then Billy goes
on a big spiel about his son.
Yeah,
right?
which is in the book.
Confined to a wheelchair, and so like he experiences the world through videos and pictures of other people. So like, should we deprive those people of all the cool shit that you're doing? And she's like, no. He's like, that's basically stealing from people if we deprive them of watching videos and pictures. And
yeah.
What?
I also hate how the entire crowd is like holding their phones up, like videotaping. It's just like annoyed me. I'm like, I hate this.
And so finally they get to the crux of this, where she's like, in the interest of sharing everything I can with the world, I'm going to be wearing a camera full time. I'm going fully transparent, y'all.
Let's go. What?
Yeah. Both, they do like a quick zoom in on Ty and Annie, and both of them are surprised / disappointed.
Yeah.
Like, okay. But everyone else claps, and they're like, yeah, awesome.
Surveillance 24/7. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Forced democracy. Let's go.
Woo, sharing is caring.
Yeah. All right. And then, so every second of her professional and personal life will be shared with the world. No subtlety in this movie whatsoever. No bathrooms, though. Okay.
Well, even that's like, they're like, I only have 3 minutes to use the bathroom. Like later on. You're like, wait, what?
What if you take a real big shitty,
Yeah.
A couple of shitties?
More than 3 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, good. I don't know.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You gotta wash your hands, too.
So we cut to the next day. May in her bedroom. She's waking up, and we get the alarm, and cameras are everywhere, and we get the camera view from the cameras, and is her third week of being transparent. Yep.
Yeah.
Millions of viewers.
Good morning, everyone.
all 2,755,342 of you.
Yep.
And she video chats with family. Dad's got the shirt. He's all in. He's got the circle shirt. They're there. Yep. More pop-up video stuff. Commenters, people commenting on her life and what's going on.
Yep.
And then we get like a work transparency montage, right?
Yep. That's right.
More pop-up stuff. She's working. Like how like one of the pop-ups says like no one at Circle has kids or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and she's like fully participating in things now. She like does like an improv class with her colleagues, and like goes to like get drinks, and like doing all the stuff that they yelled at her for not doing in the beginning.
Yeah, and then she goes to check in on the parents, and where are they? They're not around. She's checking all the cameras. Flip.
Oh no!
No.
Yep, she accidentally made a sex tape of her parents.
Yeah, live feed. Let's go.
Yeah, and like all the comments are like, "Are we supposed to be seeing this?"
Yeah. Like,
No, obviously not.
yeah. Like, oh, at least they're still sex positive. Okay, whatever. And then she's like brushing her teeth, and there's some more pop-ups coming about like seeing her parents have sex. It's kind of funny.
Well, and also some of them are like mean, where they're like, "Are you sad or are you just a robot?" You're like, what?
Robots can be sad.
Yeah.
In the future.
Soon. Yeah.
Real soon.
And then we cut to like out in the garden park there at campus, right?
Yeah.
And people have been asking about the art degree, which I was like, what? Like, why? Why are we doing any of this conversation now? Because she's talking to
she's talking about like an artist had done like some handcuffy artwork installation, and it's about regimes and being held back and yada yada. Which
it's like a human rights kind of thing.
It's very on point. It's very like smashing in the face with.
Yeah, but it's also like meaningless.
Yeah, and there's more pop-ups, and like she's like, "Oh, I finally get to talk my art history degree." I don't know, whatever. It's like, liberal arts degree.
Yep.
And then she spots Annie. She's like, "Oh, Annie!" And she like chases. Yeah, Anakin Skywalker pops up, and she like chases her like through the entire like chasing after her, and she's like, "Annie, Annie!" And she doesn't stop. I was like, "Girl, she doesn't want to talk to you. Leave her alone."
Clearly, yeah. But she ambushes her in the bathroom, and they're like, "Are we alone?" And she's like, "I got 3 minutes." And she's like, "Are you doing okay? You look pretty bad." And Annie does look pretty bad at this point.
She's looking worn. Yeah.
I don't know. She's like, why are you worried about me? I'm worried about the EU. And you're like, all right, I don't care about this.
Yeah, come on.
Because like, again, Annie's character would be interesting if we could like learn something about, like, we know that she deals with like compliance and
regulatory stuff. Yeah.
But like, make that interesting. Like, why are you worried about the EU? No context.
Yeah. Because the EU is a little more privacy protective.
Yep, exactly.
So yeah, she's like, "Hey, you're a meteor, you're crushing it," and they're worried about each other, and they keep saying it back and forth. We're just like, "All right, we got it." They're worried.
Yep.
And Annie's like, she's like fried, right? I got to pull another all nighter, and Tom is on my ass about blah 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 stuff, and then May said, she's like, I was invited to like some important like thing that's going on tomorrow. And Annie's kind of surprised. She's like, oh, why are you going to be there? And it's like, I think it's a 40,
you're
right?
You're way over your head. Yeah. It's like something with like the elite meeting of whatever.
Group. It's like, interesting. So then we're at this company meeting with Bailey and Thompson at the front there.
Because again, they like don't transition anything. Like literally Annie's like, okay, well, see you later.
See you later. Okay. So this is where we get on the whole voting, forcing people to vote and register for Circle. And if they're registered for Circle, then they're automatically can vote and pay all their stuff. And then like,
that's right. They're doing a big conference meeting.
Yeah. And I love how Bailey, he's like, and we have verbal commitments from almost every state.
Yeah.
Massachusetts ain't on that list. No way.
I don't know.
Probably would be.
Yeah. And then they're like, yeah, we're going to do automatic voter registration. And May comes with the bright idea. She's like, what if we take it a step further?
Let's get into people's brains.
Yeah. She's like, well, 100% participation is ideal, right? We're talking 241 million eligible voters, right? Why not make it all part of one system? You vote, you pay taxes. It's compulsory voting. You have to vote. Like, why wouldn't the government do that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they're all like, that would probably cost too much. And she's like, no. True democracy for the first time in history.
Right.
What?
Okay. So so that's her big idea. Just have it all from your Circle account. You have to have a Circle account to do all this stuff. So it's like you're forcing people to sign up and save the government billions. Yeah. Annie's not having it.
She's like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
And then Bailey's like, no, this is a good idea. No more rigged elections. Like, be able to do anything.
Yeah, and then I love Patton Oswalt's like, let's just really, really hammer this home. It's like, government needs us more than we need them.
Yeah, you're like, I don't think so.
All right, dude. But so May's all in. She's all in on it. So
yep.
It's happening. That's so right. we get a montage, I think. We get a little montage here. Meetings, more pop-ups, brainstorm meetings, right? Democracy, they're all fired up. They're like, and then we'll force people to do this, and then we'll force people to do all this. And it's like, okay, yada, yada. And then we cut to the campus, and we got a video chat with the parents, and they're like, we can't keep doing this. We're done.
Yeah, we disconnected all our cameras.
We want our privacy. We want to have our privacy, you know?
Yeah. and she apologizes to them, and they're like, no, it's not you, it's us. We just don't want that.
Classic breakup line, right?
You're changing the world, May. You keep changing the world.
Keep changing the world.
That's ominous.
Yeah. So we're back in the circle stage.
Yep. And May's given a big presentation.
Now all of a sudden she's become master, right?
Yep, that's right. And
she's leading charge.
The thing. Yep, yeah. Operating elections, right?
Yep. And she goes like, yeah, what was it? Would you say 23% of countries are on board with mandatory participation of its users? I mean,
something like that. Yeah.
Population.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, so all of a sudden she's basically Steve Jobs, and she's up there and she's like, oh, we're revealing this, launching this new tool called Soul Search.
Yeah. Which I was like, I don't get that.
Called Star Search.
Nope. Instead, it's to find fugitives. They're like, yeah, we can locate anyone in under 20 minutes. Like, take for example Fiona Highbridge.
I was like,
she triple murdered her kids, like like starved them to death while she was on vacation. And you're like what a convoluted, why contrived. Wow, pick someone who actually murdered their kids or something.
Or a deer killer.
Yeah, or a deer killer, yeah.
Which we'll do in a minute.
Nope. They find her, right? Yeah,
so they boop beep boop 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 boop, and you got people scanning and doing all this thing, and they narrow it down. This woman gets a live feed. She's like, I found her. And they chase after her, and they're like, be careful. And it's like this weird watching video of someone live feed chasing someone. And then there's a cops there, and they grab her.
They're like, they caught her in 10 minutes. Great work, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's really goofy. It's just really goofy. So then let's find a regular person.
Are like, yeah.
Let's find a regular person.
Mercer?
Yeah. This audience is ruthless, huh? He's surfing. Let's find Mercer. And she's like, no, I don't think I want to do that. And find Mercer.
Like, he's not a criminal, so we shouldn't be using this to look for him.
And Bailey steps in. He's like, well, it's Soul Search. It's not about just finding criminals. It's about finding, that long lost love or that past person.
Yep. Fugitive friendship.
And I love Tom, CEO there, Patton Oswalt's like in her ear. He's like, you got to go for it. Keep going. The audience is into it. So,
yeah. Yep. So they're like, okay, well, let's try to break our last record. And then they find him immediately.
Yeah. And
he's just like, leave me alone, Jesus Christ.
It's so goofy. He's like in a house and there's people like banging on the door, like, where are you, Mercer? Come out. And May is like, all right, you found him. We're good.
Deer killer.
And they're like, still like banging on the door. It's like so weird. And then he runs out the back door, jumps in his truck, and they're chasing after him with their cameras. And he's like, leave me alone. It's basically it's like paparazzi, basically, right?
Yep, exactly.
And they stick a camera to his side window, and people are chasing him. All of a sudden, there's like a dirt bike chasing him, and there's like a truck chasing him. And it's like, what is going on right now? There's drones after him.
And so she's trying to talk to him through
the circle
one of the cameras or something. Yeah. And she's like, Mercer, stop driving. It's just me. And he's like, it's not. It's everyone. And he's like super flustered, and then just drives off the bridge. Inexplicably, he's like, whoa.
I think maybe he was trying to, the way it was shot is really weird, but I think maybe he was trying to avoid something, maybe like another car or whatever, because I don't know. But he literally goes off the bridge, and you're like, oh. And
it's the way they show it is so funny. The truck is it's zooms out, and then you just see the truck just go
it's like a cartoon. It's like straight from a Toonsis the driving cat moment. No, Toonsins is a cliff.
Yeah, it's very Looney Tunes.
Oh my god, it's so dumb. It's so funny. And she's on stage, and she's like, oh shit.
Yeah, well, that's when she's screaming from the trailer kind of thing, and she's like, no.
And then we're home, and Mom comes in, wakes her up, and she's like, hey, you've been in bed for 3 days, get up, take a shower.
Yeah. And do a quick photo wall of remembrance thing.
Yeah.
What?
So then she finally logs back in, and she gets all these pop-up messages about Mercer's death and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
We get an email from Bailey and Tom being like, "Hey, take your time, but come back whenever. We have things to talk to you about." Yep. And she video chats with Annie, and this is when Karen Gillan, I guess her job was done, so she was just gonna go. They filmed this afterwards, and she's in Scotland. She's like, "I'm in Scotland.
Yeah,
better life now out here. Look at how beautiful it is." Okay.
Yeah. She's like, I'm allergic to wheat. I didn't really get where that came up. I was like, why is this a line? This doesn't develop the story.
No. Or the character. It's not important.
And she's like, yep, by the way, sorry about your friend dying. All right, well, see you later.
And then and then she gets like this idea of like, well, all this power and technology, what if it could help?
What if?
Morning chat with the parents, and she's like, I have to go back. I have to go back to the island. I can fix it, you know? And they're kind of like, are you sure? And they're like, her whole thought is like, well, when a plane crashes, you make it more safe. You don't abandon it.
Yeah. It's stupid. She's like, I'm the only one who could fix this. And they're like, you don't have it. You're customer support.
Yeah. No offense. I mean, but
no offense. That's an important job, but also is not the kind of job that fixes the broken system. Maddening. Yeah, there's some product manager at that company being like, who the hell is this person? She's like, we got to fix this, you guys.
Who are you? What? All right, so we get a driving transition shot, and she's talking with Ty. He's like, hey, I need your help. And he's like, anything you need. Again, why? You've only hung out twice. Once you were drunk, and the second time you showed her super top secret stuff from a company, you know, you signed, whatever.
Yep.
And I was like, why? He's a genius. Why isn't he doing anything? So it sounds like the book, he's actually more important, and it's like, it's him that's going to take this down.
Well, because this is the meeting that also has Bailey and Patton Oswalt in it too, right? Like, isn't it like all three of them? And they're like, why don't we we'll establish a fund for Mercer's family, obviously.
Yes, it's like another walk and talk thing. And like, we'll find,
and we'll get you an easier job. Your job's too hard.
Basically telling her that she can do whatever she wants. Just like basically keep it quiet, or just, I don't know, don't ruffle feathers or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And they offer her something. She's like, I'm not ready for all that yet. And then we're in the office, and she's moping around. She gets a call from Ty, right? And he's like, "Oh, meet me in the," and she meets with him in the server room, right?
Yeah.
And he's just like, "You won't believe what I found." Okay, we'll find this out in a little bit. And he's like, "Sorry about Mercer, but a monument should be built." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, you're like, "What?
What? Why?
You is a useless character. He kills deer."
Yeah. Turns her antlers into chandeliers. Nice chandelier. He's like, hey, you turn that camera back on, because she's going to go back to being fully transparent. Right. He's like, once you turn that camera back on, it's going to change everything.
Yeah, I hate this movie so much.
Don't know why, but so we're back on the campus, and she's back, and she's back on. More pop-ups coming up.
She turns on the camera. Yep.
More pop-ups. Again. Everyone's excited she's back. And then we hit the stage.
And we get the stage, and Bailey's doing a presentation about preventing deaths like Mercer's.
Yes.
What?
It's so funny. They have an animated like truck swerving off a bridge, and like, what if we had extra support bearers? I don't know. It's
so cringy.
And then May shows up.
Yep. They're like, May, come on out here. And they're like, while you're grieving, like
she's transparent again. And everyone's like, oh, okay. And then she's like, you know what, why don't we bring Tom out here too? And Tom ekes his way out, slimes his way out on the stage, and like, okay, what's gonna happen now? Oswalt, And she's like, thanks for the support. Since we lost Mercer, I'm like, I hate that. I hate that. We lost Mercer. Ugh,
and gross. This is where she's like doing like a wrap up of the lessons learned, but they're like bad lessons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be disconnected after all.
Yeah.
We should all be connected. Like, what if we never lost track of each other? What I'm proposing is radical openness and unbroken connection for everyone.
That's the same thing.
Worse. Yeah. Like, we want everything in the cloud, but our leaders live above it. So like, now that's why I invite them to join me in this experiment to go fully transparent. Wouldn't it be great to know their every move? And like now Ty, the guy who made the thing, has made every document in our company's history public, and also found their super secret email accounts that even their wives don't know about.
Oh, you're like, wait, boy.
What? That's what Tom Hanks is. It was Tom Hanks or Patton Oswalt. It's like, we're so fucked.
Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks says that. The one F-bomb for the movie, for the PG-13.
And so she's just like, yeah, we're entitled to know that stuff. Like, right now we live in the shadows, and like, we have to get out of the shadows, because then they cut the lights.
But then she's still, but it's so weird, because like, so she's like, no more secrets. Privacy was a temporary thing. And then the lights got out. Like, but then I hate this. But then we're all illuminated by the phones of all the people in the crowd. Which, I hate this so much. And then May goes on about being tired of hiding. She's like kind of getting really big. She's ramping up her big speech here. And she's like, we're going to remake this place. And she goes on. It's kind of inspirational. And she walks through the crowd.
And then change. Yeah.
She's like walking through the crowd, and then she walks into the light, and the future won't wait, and then it cuts to black.
Which I was like,
what?
Like, it feels like they'll just like skipped parts of the script. Like, I know, like, I'm sure there's more detail in the book, right?
Yeah, I mean, there has to be. I mean, I think it was a completely different book. Like, it's
right.
It doesn't sound like she's the hero. It sounds like she still buys into the Kool-Aid stuff. So
right.
Tom and
Ty's the hero. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Tom and Bailey though are like, so they're the villains, or is it the surveillance aspect that's the?
We're all the villains.
Like what? Because we signed up. Like I don't.
It's so frustrating.
Because then she's still just doing the same thing.
Yep. Because then we get a cut to, speaking of her doing the same thing,
her in a kayak.
It's her kayaking around while there's like drone cameras watching.
Yeah, and then it pans out, and then there's like millions of screens of all around the world of like war and things going on, and things happening, suffering and things happening, and we cut to black, and that's the end.
It's like mind-boggling.
Is that supposed to be like this accept it anyways thing, or like this is what's gonna happen? I don't know. Like it's not good. She's not clear. She's not the hero, and she didn't really.
Nope.
All she did was she got two CEOs in trouble. That's it.
Right. That's right.
That's all she did. That's all she done. According to the way this movie ended, that's all she did. And
in the way that they positioned it was like,
good.
What kind of damning information is in those emails? Like it doesn't seem like they're like they don't seem like they're bad people.
No, but all the stuff that they like. And everything that's going to come out, like that company's destroyed, right? When like stock price will probably tank.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, then you buy low, and then it'll come back up, and you're good.
Exactly. They'll just replace the CEO with someone else and be like, oh well, here's a new one doing the same thing.
5 years later, everyone will forgot, and those guys will be back in their CEO positions somewhere else. Like that's how it works. Like
it's so frustrating.
Yeah, you count for a couple of years, and then you go back into it. That's
Yep.
Holy shit.
I hate this movie so much.
Yeah, I do too.
The book has to be better, right? It has to be.
I don't know. I'll let you know.
Please do.
Yeah.
So, how do we fix the movie?
Ameliorate with Jared and Russ?
Yep.
A lot of things. I think there's like a lot of like, all right, first of all, I guess if you leave it as is, like maybe just do exactly what the book was supposed to be doing. Like if you're following her and then the whole thing is that Ty is the one who created this thing and he wants to destroy the monster. But then you're following her point of view and her like, oh, this is a thing that is good, under this guise of it. Like, I'm trying to help the world, but like, you're not like, okay, that's a cool concept to think. And then, have her actually battle with Ty.
Yep.
Otherwise Ty is like completely useless in this movie.
Right.
I guess he has plot point. Like he has access to the stuff that she needs to get Tom and
but like
Bailey in trouble, but
we don't learn anything about that either. Like, that's what I mean. Like, they're like, and like, we're going to expose their email accounts. And you're like,
what?
But to what end? Like, what is the information that is important here? Like, you're going to make people sift through thousands of their emails? Like,
it's like, are they cheating on their wives? Or did they do like,
who cares?
Like, make this more of a thriller. Like where, maybe it's her versus Ty or something, or I don't know. Like, Also, give us a pretty clear villain. Like Bailey doesn't. He just feels like a overreaching CEO. Like, which it's not hard to imagine that. Like that exists in the real world, which is fine. But like
likable.
It's Tom Hanks, right? It's kind of hard to like.
Right.
Bad casting, maybe.
Right. Yeah. Don't make Tom Hanks the villain.
No.
In general.
Yeah, you can't.
He's too likable.
Yeah, I think you either need more in here to like build these characters out. Maybe explore more into Annie's like losing her brain type of thing, like because she's getting overworked. Like,
that would be great. That would be awesome.
Like have her and May maybe get into more of an argument. Like have them have conflict between the two of them.
Yep. Because make us care about the characters.
Yeah, because Annie's arc would be like, oh, she's seeing how bad this is, and May is like, no, this is the good that can come out of it, and have them. Don't have her just be like, this is bullshit and walk out of her room. It's like, and then go to Scotland. Like, that's it.
Helping.
She's done. That's it. That's her whole.
I mean, I guess that's the lesson. Like, you can't fix it.
Just run away.
It's so frustrating.
Oh my God.
But I think you make it longer because the movie's already almost 2 hours. Like, it's definitely too long.
Yeah, it's like an hour 40 somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. But like replace some of the stupid stuff with useful information.
Yeah.
Like explain some of the decisions, like work on some of the transitions so that way like it actually is like a coherent story. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think you gotta like, I mean, they kind of touched on this like paparazzi kind of style of like over surveillance and everyone knowing where everyone is type thing, but I don't know, like it just felt goofy the way they did it. So it's like maybe you can dive into like, clearly you had some play in Senator Williamson's like FBI investigation, like
make it like a
dive into that, make it more of a political thriller, like make it I don't know, do something a little more interesting with the fact of like this social media company is so big, this tech company is so big that they can actually influence politics and government.
Yes.
Because otherwise it was just there and didn't mean anything.
Like real criticism.
Yeah, like do a real job.
Yeah, and don't have the end be like, and everyone's fine with it.
Yeah, that's so unsatisfying. Like, sure, that's like, that's what's happening in the real world, but it's
more realistic, I guess. But.
Yeah, like no one's doing anything.
Yeah,
nothing's gonna change. I mean, if that's your point, then it's like, well, don't write this story then.
Right, exactly. Just leave it untold.
Yeah, create some hope or absolutely destroy it. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Don't. God damn it!
This movie stinks.
The book better be better. I hope it is.
I hope so too.
I don't know what else can anything else you can fix?
Recast Tom Hanks.
Recast Tom Hanks. Maybe have Alicia Vikander play May. I don't know. Like,
leave Patton Oswalt.
Leave Patton Oswalt. That's fine.
But otherwise, just don't make this movie.
No. Doesn't need to happen.
And listeners, don't watch this movie. Like, do you listen to us instead? Do anything
I know.
else?
I mean, I love Emma Watson. I love Tom Hanks. I love Patton Oswalt. Like, I like all these. Johnny Boyega. I like Karen Gillan. With like the cast is awesome. Like, I like all these people. But
nope.
Put them in something else.
Please and thank you.
Yeah. Fantastic Four.
Sure. I'd watch that.
Oh my God, Patton Oswalt is a thing.
That'd be wicked funny.
Yeah. Okay, we're done here.
Yep, I think so.
All right, let's unplug this server.
Classic.
There's always a backup. All right, thanks for listening. I'll be back next week with a new movie and trailer trash. In the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram. One of the big social, well, I guess it is part of the biggest social media companies.
Yep.
At It's This Meets That. We're posting 2025, right?
Yeah, for sure. Probably.
We'll see. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. Send us all to download, and if you like the show, tell a friend.
Or tell someone you don't know, a friend you haven't met yet. Leave a review, right? I'm assuming people who read reviews are the ones then who reach out to you and try to become your friends.
I think so. I don't know. That's how we met, right?
Yeah, that's right.
It was a Yelp review, I think, for Jiffy Lube.
Yep, that's right.
I said, this is a good one.
Lubed you right up.
Yep. I said, this Jiffy Lube.
Yeah, no peanut butter.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, sign me up. I hate peanut butter.
And you're probably like, this guy pronounces it GIF, not Jif. And I was like, yep. That's how
best friends.
Best friends forever.
So you too can make best friends by leaving a review on Spotify or Apple or wherever they let you do that. Or send us an email. You want to become friends with us? Cool. Do that too. It's justmeetsthat@gmail.com, or go to the website where you can buy merch. Another way to be friends with us, buy a t-shirt or mug or a mouse pad or something. There's no mouse pads, only tapestries.
Yeah, only tapestries. Yeah. I mean, you could use a tapestry as a mouse pad if you fold it up enough.
That's right. Yeah, true. Good point.
Yeah. Anything can be a mouse pad these days.
That's right. The world is your mouse pad.
That's right. Just keep scrolling.
Go buy Russ's
That's
Russ's
fine.
book.
Yeah, it's my pen name.
Book.
Yeah.
The Russ Bus.
The Russ Bus.
Wherever you buy books, but mostly Amazon.
Yeah, go there. It's fine.
Yeah. Just check out the website. It's justmeetsthat.com. It's got all that stuff.